This news update is brought to you by...
It's the most wonderful Christmas with Flow, with 5 ways to win $50,000. Just activate any prepaid or postpaid plan, top up $15 or more, pay your bill on time and in full, or sign up for the best in entertainment with Flow TV. That's 5 wonderful ways to win $50,000 from Flow. All this and much more from Flow this wonderful Christmas. Visit us in-store today.
It's Friday, December the 30th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news from Commissioner of Police Tyrone Griffith of a very challenging year for law enforcement in Barbados. Griffith told Barbados Today this afternoon that the year-long celebrations for the 50th anniversary of independence drew heavily on the already reduced resources of the force.
So the force would have had to endure a lot. In that, if you look just at the 50th anniversary alone, and you know that was for the entire year. There were events going and there were lots of things happening, but especially so as we came to the end of the year. But crime as well. Even though we have seen to date, we've seen in all major areas of crime that there are fairly significant reductions. The fact of the matter is that it is still more crime than what we would wish for, and so we have to grapple. We seized a lot of firearms, and yet we're realizing that there's still an abundance of firearms. We are doing everything in our power, but 2016 was really a challenging year.
Commissioner Griffith also disclosed that he was still waiting for a directive from the Police Service Commission on how to proceed with respect to promotions in the force. The High Court recently ruled that the PSC did not violate the rules of promotion when it rejected the list of promotions submitted in 2012 by then Commissioner Darren Dottin and replaced it with its own list.
The result in no way affects me. To get a decision, I think is important, and that the force has to go on. And I think everybody felt that they could have been much earlier. That if the matter was disposed of earlier, it would have been better in the interest of the force. But that is reality. But the important thing here is that the force has to move on, and the force has to. Everybody has to support the organization. The key is having one common interest, and that is the better organization.
The Barbados Private Sector Association is lamenting the length of time it's taking for this country to achieve economic recovery. In its New Year's message, Chairman Charles Herbert said that for the past few years, it was hoped that each new year would bring a shift in the economy back to growth and prosperity. But according to Herbert, it has been a long wait. He said although the private sector is confident recovery would come eventually, the timing has been impossible to predict. The Barbados Consumer Research Organization has reacted to Digicel's decision to increase its mobile and data rates from early next year. In a statement released on its website, the company also said it will no longer be absorbing the increase in value-added tax, VAT, which was implemented by government last year. This after Chief Executive Officer Connor Looney had reported last February that the phone company had seen a rise in its customer base since announcing on January the 8th, 2016, that it would absorb the additional 4.5% VAT on mobile phone use. However, while blaming the increased cost of doing business on the island, Digicel said it would be increasing its rates for prepaid and postpaid mobile as well as for its data services. But Director General of the local consumer organization, Malcolm Gibbs Tate, says both Digicel and Floor are playing games with consumers.
Digicel is not regularized the same way that cable and wireless is. And therefore, it is not good enough for the consumer. It is right now not benefiting the consumer to go with either company, quite frankly, because they play games with the consumers. They wait till Enough people have got on board there, and then B does foolishness.
Guilt of overindulging this Christmas season has already begun to take its toll on Barbadians, as gyms are reporting increased bookings for the month of January. For most businesses, the first month of the year represents the big lull after the financial windfall of the Christmas season. However, for gyms and fitness centers, the reverse seems to be true. Owner of Fitness Zone Gym at Hastings Plaza Christchurch, Andre Cordis, said that enrollment at his gym has increased by 50%, and calls from persons interested in starting their weight loss program next month have not stopped. With the rush and hustle of the Christmas holiday over, Barbadians are now preparing for the Old Year's night. Our own Anmar Goodrich Boyce was in the city this morning, and he got a sample of how those preparations were going.
Bridgetown was a hive of activity this morning when the Barbados Today team visited the city. Patrons were busy ensuring that they are well outfitted for the numerous Old Year's night parties and to welcome in the new year. At the God's Glory Salon, CJ Jordan was getting her hair done for tomorrow, and she told Barbados Today she's normally prepared for her Old Year's night outings. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, Barbados Today.
In sports now, West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo will need surgery to repair damage to his left hamstring, meaning he will play no further part in the Melbourne Renegades Big Bash League campaign. He was stretchered off during the Renegades match against the Perth Scorchers on Thursday night, and the subsequent scans revealed that the injury would sideline him for an extended period.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only 225. 220 who? For what? That's Bear Stale News. I don't read about that on Barbados Today since last night. That can't only can't do. 220 who?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Read all about it. Get your paper. Only 225. Let's get your paper. You again with that stale news from yesterday. I got the Barbados Today app on my phone, and I just get my news for free. What do she?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The number of road fatalities recorded in 2016 in Guyana has surpassed that of 2015. And according to Traffic Chief Dion Moore, this worrying development has forced the Guyana Road Safety Council to take a different stance.
The head of the traffic department told media operatives on Thursday that so far the department has recorded 116 accidents and 127 road fatalities for 2016. The statistics represent an increase of 10% in road accidents and 3% in road fatalities when compared with the previous year. In this regard, Chairman of the Guyana National Road Safety Council, Frank Pompey, explained that the body will be submitting a proposal to the Public Security Ministry.
The Council would also put before the Minister of Public Security some suggestion to have temporary suspension of persons who drink and drive and speeding on our roads.
On the international scene, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has praised Vladimir Putin after the Russian president ruled out a tit-for-tat response to the expulsion of diplomats in a row over hacking. Putin had earlier said Russia will not stoop to irresponsible diplomacy. Washington expelled 35 diplomats over hacking related to the U.S. election. Moscow denies any involvement. And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Here's wishing everyone a healthy and prosperous new year.